What's up, traders? Sandro O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is Friday, I was about to say November, Friday, September 10th. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. Today, not gonna lie, today felt like 5 trading days in one. It was absolutely bonkers. Today we're gonna talk about my trades for the day, the price action, the indices, the flush that I was looking for actually came. So let's talk about all that and jump into the video. Before we do that, quick risk disclaimer: nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. And last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account into any one of my trades or anyone's trades for that matter. Oh my gosh, team, it is Friday. Let's take a look at our box scores. S&P 500 is measured by the SPY. Closed down 0.79%. NASDAQ QQQ finished down 0.76%. IWM small caps finishing down 0.98%, our biggest loser. And then the dogs of the Dow. Dow Jones down 0.75%. Breadth overall was horrible. So yeah, we had 26% breadth on the SPY. Dow Jones only had 23% advancers, and then the Qs were the strongest with 40% advancers. I will say that throughout the session, this was really oscillating. At certain points during the day, the Qs had about 70% advancers. So it was only at the end of the day when the river card came, we got the royal flush at the end of the day, and then then it was all history from there. So let's talk about it. All right, let's take a look. Before we go to our heat map, we're going to look through these headline indices. We're going to do this very quickly because I'm going to be doing more of this analysis in my weekend market analysis video that goes out to all Pristine Capital members every Sunday morning. So if you're interested in receiving that or my weekend watch list video, my live trades, all that good stuff, go to pristinecapital.net and sign up. We would love to have you. For the value that you're getting in the community you're going to be a part of, it's pretty much a no-brainer, especially if you're getting just worked in this market. It's such a no-brainer. Okay, so S&P 500, let's take a look at it. So check this out, team. I drew these downward trend lines. I like to do that for myself personally because sometimes the market will bounce and it'll be nice and green and I'm like, oh yeah, everything's bullish again. So it helps when I draw these trend lines just because it gives me more context of like, is this actually like a new uptrend or is this just a little bounce? What's kind of crazy is the market really stopped right at this upward trend line. Pretty nuts. So yeah, today we lost the 20-day simple moving average, which is huge if you're a trend trader. We had already lost the 5-day EMA 3 days ago. So if you're a trend trader, you can spot these things out ahead of time. And it's not like you're predicting the future, but you can just say, hey, if the 5-day EMA gets taken out, I'm going to be a little bit less bullish. If the 20-day gets taken out, et cetera, and you can really just, create a process and iterate on it. Yeah, we also lost into the end of the session this monthly value area high. So that's another, big level to lose, to be honest. Like, there's a good chance we could end up exploring value. And the next level to the downside is our 50-day moving average down here at around 4,400. It's more like 4,420. But yeah, this doesn't look pretty anymore. Now this uptrend, it's really under pressure. We need some dip buyers to come in. And which dip buyers? So that's the thing. Once you start losing these key levels, now we have all these players up here. They're all underwater. Everyone that was buying up here, euphoria. Oh my gosh, the taper doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, the upcoming really poor seasonality doesn't matter. Now suddenly they're underwater. And when you're underwater, that's when you make poor decisions. So if you're a trader, I love to be in a spot where when I feel those traders are hitting that max pain point and they're going to make those bad decisions, that's where you can really earn a lot of alpha. So yeah, we lost those levels on the hourly chart. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, on the hourly chart, we ended up closing off the day, at a pretty oversold level, pretty extended away from this 5-day EMA. But yeah, very tough price action. And honestly, even when we had this bounce in the morning, the price action was very strong. we still made a lower high. So that was another clue. Hey, we're below this weekly value area. We're not even close to getting back in. You know, now we're in a rough spot. All right, so that is the S&P 500. Let's take a quick look at our NASDAQ again. I'm going to go, we can go through more detail in our weekend video. But yeah, the NASDAQ was remaining very strong throughout the entirety of the week. And today was finally the day that the NASDAQ buckled. So you can see the NASDAQ is actually approaching the 20-day simple moving average. Overall, still very strong on a relative basis. And then our Russell, you know, just pretty weak. We lost the 20-day and the 50-day. We also lost this monthly point of control. The Russell, this range never loses. Let me just go out to the weekly chart. This range is undefeated for the last like 8 months. So look at this. We approach the upper end of the range and then boom, right back to the middle of the range. So yeah, the Russell not doing all that much. And then these dogs of the Dow. Let's check out these dogs of the Dow. The dogs, where are my dogs at? Okay, yeah, pretty horrible. So we're below the 50-day moving average. We're below this monthly value area. And yeah, I can't really see, like, it would have to be like a fundamental buyer that wants to buy the Dow Jones over here. And with the Fed taper coming up, some poor seasonality, that's the thing. Once you lose those technical levels, then you have those underwater longs. It just becomes a more challenging landscape. So those are our headline indices. Let's jump over to our Finviz heat map. I just love doing, you know, this is like part of my process. I have like a couple things I look at each and every day, and I make sure I'm following the same routine, looking at everything the same way, and that really helps me. So yeah, Apple was our big loser for today. There was actually litigation against them. They lost a court case. Basically what's going to happen is apps that are in that app store can now direct customers out of the app store to their external website to pay. And what that does is those clients, rather than the app store getting that 30% cut of whatever they purchase, you know, now they're not going to receive that cut anymore. So that is bad for Apple's business. I actually traded Apple to the short side today, and I remained short Apple. But yeah, pretty poor breadth all around. And what's most noteworthy is that a lot of these mega cap tech names actually buckled today. Sectors, let's check it out. Sectors, overall a bloodbath. So yeah, there were only a couple of bright spots. You know, one of our Pristine Capital members pointed this out to me. I didn't even realize this at first. The semis closed positive, up 0.79%. And then you can see this video games and esports ETF was positive, social media ETF. Other than that, you know, pretty much a bloodbath across the board. Worst performer on the day. See this cannabis ETF? This thing is getting down to a level where I am going to buy it just for long-term investment. Fundamental reasons. I have an alert set. It's at around like 29 bucks. And I'm going to buy some of it. So let's see, we got that. And then this blockchain ETF was down 2.48%. Let's take a look at our crypto markets real quick. So yesterday, I closed out the majority of my crypto exposures. And it was a really tough decision, but, you know, I'm competing in the investing championship this year. And I'm like, even though I love these cryptos, like, I got to close them out. So, yeah, these cryptos, pretty much a bloodbath in the cryptos today. So I was able to avoid a pretty big drawdown in these names. So that was like, oh my gosh, you know, it just really helped a lot that I was able to do that. And I ended up adding a lot of the exposure back today, especially with Ethereum, while this thing was trading towards the lows of the day. So it worked out very well. And we'll see. So now I'm long Ethereum again. And we'll see if this range holds, like this 3,000 area to 3,500 area. But yeah, crypto is definitely under pressure as well. And then what else do we have here? So we have our style factors. Yeah, that was the most clutch thing ever. Just being able to sidestep a lot of that weakness was insane. So yeah, growth Style factors, international momentum was up 0.17%. So that's another nuance that most traders are not picking up on. So these international stocks, they're beating the pants off the United States right now. So like the Chinese names, even like the VXUS, just like Vanguard International Stock Fund, really outperforming. And then some laggards, we had the cyclicals down over 1%, high div, low vol down big, growth down big. Yeah, pretty much a bloodbath in these style factors. And then, real quick, just to reiterate, the seasonality. Seasonality is pretty weak for September and the beginning of October, but if you can make it past this like month and a half and you don't, blow yourself up, you're in a pretty good spot, then you can end up having a really nice end of the year sequence. So that's really like, especially for my competition, like trying to think like, it's okay if you're not like killing it, over the next like month. Like don't focus so much on like, I need to make a ton of money. Like just focus on defense. Defense wins championships. And what's tough is like, I remember I used to be on this path. I know a lot of traders are, where you have a really good run, your equity curve goes up like this, and the market gets weak, and you kind of lose all the gains. Like I remember I used to do that all the time. It would be so frustrating. And then the market makes another advance, and then you just like claw back all your gains. And then, if you're pretty good, you claw back some extra. But it can be very frustrating because it's like you're always on like that seesaw up and down. So if you can go through this weak seasonal period, and let's say the market draws down, 7%, maybe you drew down, 4%, or maybe you drew down 3% or 2%, whatever, maybe it's even 5%. If you can just like manage that risk appropriately, it makes such a big difference, especially if you're an options player like I am. Options players, we can be very explosive with our P&L, especially if you're not on your back foot and we get to one of these moments of extreme greed or extreme fear. You can choose when you really step on the gas. So it's just a lot of nuance to it. But yeah, the seasonality getting a lot tougher. Let's take a look at some of my trades for today. And yeah, I did so much trading today. We're definitely not gonna be able to move through all of it, but yeah, I tried getting long Restoration Hardware in the morning. This is at 9:31. I was pretty much in like 70% cash at the time, so I was like, let me give this thing a shot. And I just very quickly moved my stop up to my break-even point. I doubled this position because it was moving for me the right way. And then I basically stopped out at break-even. So stopped out for 724.21. I had paid 725. It's no big deal. You just try it. Boom, you're out at break-even. And then I got long this Ethereum Trust for $31.10. And this one I was pretty much like waiting on the level. I was like, let me try getting back into the Ethereum Trust. So yeah, this one looked pretty decent. We'll have to see how it goes, but the Ethereum Trust, yeah, I was able to sidestep this drawdown. And yeah, we're trading right around this 20-day. We did lose the 20-day, but I want to see if we can get a nice bounce in this thing and really just get back on the right track for Ethereum. So I added to that one for 31.10, and then I added some more on for 31.85. So I was like, all right, I was able to sidestep this drawdown. It's awesome. Now let's take a look here as well. So these are some options trades. So I was day trading, like a madman today, because I was like, there's a couple different approaches you can take when the market starts moving at a really fast pace. So one is you can really slow down your pace, where you basically go, okay, I'm going to get to a defensive posture, like, maybe go to a lot of cash, or maybe like cash in like a hedge, or just a hedge, whatever. And then you can go, okay, I'm not really going to be looking at my screens while there's volatility. I'm going to be more absent. I'm just going to make sure I'm not trading. That's one way you can go about it if you're more of like a swing player. The other way you can go about it is you can speed up your gameplay and go, okay, I'm not going to really be doing swing trades, but I'm going to start operating on that day time frame. And that's what I've been doing, where I've been doing more day trading just because we're getting these wild swings. So yeah, let's take a look at a couple of these. So I kept trying puts throughout the day, just waiting for the dam to break, and the dam did finally break. So with this one, I took some puts in the morning for September 17th for $3.16. Was able to close those out for a winner at $3.56. I tried this day trade lotto at 54 cents, expiring the same day. And I closed out a third of it for 88 cents. I had these puts from yesterday, closed these out for a nice winner, also at $8.12. I paid $7.38. Then I closed another third of my lotto for $1, and I had paid 54 cents. Then I closed the remaining piece for 80 cents. Then I tried playing on the long side, so I tried some calls. Paid $3.05 for those. I stopped out for $2.84. So I was like, okay, that didn't work. Boom, you try it. You know, with day trading, it's very cool. Once you learn how to manage your risk, and this is for swing trading also, you can take more shots on goal, because you know, like, especially if you have a really nice trade right in the morning, you're like, okay, I made some money. Now I'm not going to risk like all the profits. Let me just, you know, see if I can do more. So yeah, with these, I stopped out for like a 20-cent loser. No big deal. Took my shot at that. Then what else? Yeah, then I got long these. Yeah, I took a bunch of things. I took some Roblox calls, closed those out for a scalp. I took a Netflix call spread at 12.11, closed that out for a nice base hit. Tesla, closed this one out for a small loser, closed this one out for like $1 loss. I would say Tesla, this trade was the one that I probably shouldn't have done. I was just getting so hyped throughout the trading day. I was like, let's go, like, we're killing it. So that one was probably like the one that I shouldn't have done. But yeah, stopped out for about $1 loss, no big deal. But yeah, for moving forward, like, that's something I'm just cognizant of. Like, that was, I probably shouldn't have been there. I got long some Apple puts, which is pretty cool. And then towards the end of the day, I had another really nice sequence. So what did I do? I got long these September 13th. This was at 3:02. 447 puts for $1.18. Closed them out for $1.30. Closed them out for $1.35. Closed them out for $1.51. And closed them out for $1.80. And then closed them out for $2.29. So I was just piecing out of it throughout the day. And then, you know, to close myself off, I took a Google call spread, basically like a little lotto. Boom, I see the market super oversold. Let me just try for a call spread for next week. And Google pulled into the 20-day. So look at this. Google, you know, this is so funny because it's like, oh, Google's down 2%. Like, there's no way I'm buying Google now. But historically, you know, other than this time right here, May, June, where Google really corrected down to the lower Bollinger Band, that could certainly happen, in which case I'm going to lose this trade most likely. But a lot of times Google pulls back to the 20-day, you know, it ends up being a great buy point. So yeah, I was like, okay, pull back to the 20-day, let me just give it a shot. So I tried that one, and then into the close, I tried some SPY calls. So that's the cool thing, like, when you play good defense, it gives you the ability to be offensive when everyone else that was not playing good defense, you know, has to start playing defense. So that's the cool part. Those are some of my trades for today. Before we wrap up, let's go through our VIGTech options race. Let's see. Okay, I love just saying that in that way. All right, today's combined flows. Let's do it. All right, we got Tesla in the lead. Up, SPY taking it over. Up, Apple. Probably everyone's trying to buy that dip in Apple. Okay, and then Affirm. Affirm reported really nice earnings. They're typically not on this list. There we go. So those are our leaders for today. Yeah, let's take a look at Affirm's chart. Let's see what that one did today. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is pretty incredible. So Affirm was just not fazed by the market weakness whatsoever. This thing was on a freight train. So yeah, this is going to make for a really nice power earnings gap setup. So we'll definitely be watching this one into next week. But that being said, that about does it for this market recap video. Please, if you enjoyed this content, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you for watching this video. And if you're interested in joining the Pristine Capital trading group, once again, just go to pristinecapital.net, send me an email, whatever you want. All right, have a good night, guys, and have a good weekend.